Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Woolly Thistle Shopcast. I'm your host Corinne with my co-host Maggie.
Hi.
This is episode 223, which is quite a lot.
It is.
It is. But we keep showing up and so do you, so let's keep going with that. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do we want to do housekeeping or do we want to just dive right in?
I think starting with a little housekeeping before we get carried away with our
Yes, because we do tend to ramble.
Yeah.
So what housekeeping, Maggie?
Just who we are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm Corinne, your host and owner of the Woolly Thistle, which is an online yarn shop specializing in woolly wool. We love to champion those independent mills and hardy souls out in the field or on islands and places, and just growing this earthy wool that's so close to the ground and our souls, right?
Mm-hmm.
As well as other a little bit bigger operations like Rauma, but they're still independent. That's still a family business. So that's what we do. We love to do that. We love to champion that.
And non-superwash.
And non-superwash woolly wool. I do.
Not that there isn't a place for superwash.
There is a place,
fine,
and actually for me,
Yeah.
superwash, I will tolerate that on socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not all the time. But I'm okay with that.
Yeah. But the thing that we love the most are non-superwash.
Minimally
Wools,
processed
yeah.
too. Yeah, I personally love woolly or woolen spun yarns.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a preference whether they're woolen or
No.
worsted? I like worsted spun. Our own Rambler is worsted spun, and I'm definitely on a little tangent with that at
Yeah.
the moment.
For me, I just prefer the feel of a non-superwash. So whether that's a worsted spun non-superwash or the wool just feels more sort of like alive and bouncy and responsive.
Yes. And it takes your fingers on a journey as you knit,
Mm-hmm.
and it lasts really, really well once you have a finished object. It gets better with age, which we love.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So is that enough to know who we are?
I do. I think that's a little bit of enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Housekeeping stuff. I just want to mention we do not have any ads on our videos because we sponsor our videos, and we hope that you will come check out the Woolly Thistle shop online and just see what we're all about and what all we have. We do have a loyalty program which we call PIPs, which are points in progress, and when you shop with us you earn pips and then you can spend them on future orders at your leisure, which is really nice. Lots of people are taking advantage of that, which is good. That's the point.
Yeah.
And we love to invite viewers to be on the show by sending in their own little segment. You'll see that we have segments on here with some regular contributors. But we love to hear from you. Tell us what you're knitting with, or what yarns you've been purchasing from the Woolly Thistle, and talk about why you love them and all of that. So if you're interested in that, you can go to the shop website.
Yeah.
And I think the connect button up top will give you a form to fill out. And then we'll be in touch. So if you're interested at all on being on camera, we'd love to have you for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
We do have a newly reduced free shipping in the shop.
Yes.
So now with every purchase over $99, you get free shipping.
Hooray!
And every order under that is only $4.95 shipping.
Yes, and we did that because we listened to our customers and we were hearing that our shipping was too expensive these days, which is true. It was very expensive. And it's still very expensive, but we worked really hard to figure out what we could do for you. We can't quite do free shipping on all orders, but we certainly can reduce it, which we did, down to $4.95, which I think is a steal.
It is.
Even if you're just buying a ball or two, you can kind of be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And know that it is the absolute best we can do. And if we can do better, we will be watching it and make sure that we can, change that if that's the case. Who do we have on the show today?
Today we have Caitlin joining us. Caitlin is one of our co-workers and knitter extraordinaire, and she will be sharing a segment with us today.
Yes.
And Rachel on Fair Isle will be joining us as well.
Yes. So yes, both of those are really good segments, so stay around for those. We'll try and remember to send you off there before we talk ad nauseum like we do.
No guarantees.
No guarantees.
Yeah.
And then we always announce a couple of winners during an episode.
Yeah.
So we'll do that.
Yeah. Do we want to start with the winner now?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's be winny.
before we forget.
Yeah.
So our first winner from last time of a $25 gift card to the Woolly Thistle is at Sandy Mullen 2304, and Sandy says, "Y'all have convinced me to try out Woolly Wool."
Yay!
I'm not sure what I'll make, but I'm committed. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sandy. If you need help deciding, just email it. When you're emailing us to claim your prize, put prize winner in all caps and email us at info@thewoollythistle. If you want any suggestions, just let our customer service know, and we'll get back to you with a plethora of suggestions.
Yeah. That's great. We've won another one over. Congratulations. And if you would like to be in the running for a free gift card that we give away twice on every show, all you need to do is leave us a comment down below, subscribe to our channel, and give us a thumbs up. And that way you're helping get the word out there, and you're in a good chance to win. So that is good. They're picked at random, and so we'll have another one to announce later.
So stay tuned. If you are looking for any links to any items that we show in the over the course of the episode, you can check the show notes in the notes below, and there are always links there for you.
Yes. Okay, so shall we start with what you're wearing?
I'm not wearing anything woolly. I'm not even my socks today. No, it's just I know.
Well, the weather did warm up over the weekend. It did warm up
over the weekend. So
I am committed to still wearing wool for now.
Yeah. I put something on the other day and it was itchy, and I'm like, oh, it's too warm. We learned that from Ella Gordon, that if all of a sudden your knits are itchy, that it is too warm, and it was too warm. It was like 65.
You tried.
So yes.
But it was your birthday over the weekend.
It was. And thank you to I got a few DMs from some lovely people from the Facebook group. So thank you so much.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Did you have a nice day?
I did. I had a really nice day. It was a pretty quiet birthday. It was my first birthday where all the kids were like
doing their own thing.
Well, two of them are still away at college, and our youngest was away at a special camp. She had a great time. Right. Yeah, so, and even actually my husband was away for part of the day, so I had some nice quiet alone time.
Is that what you wanted?
I didn't have any preferences. Like, I knew that this birthday was going to be, the kids are at school, and everybody checked in. Everybody said happy birthday, and it was really great. And I told my husband he felt bad that he was gone as much of the day as he was. And I said, it's okay. I was alone, but I wasn't lonely.
Good.
Well, and there's a difference. Yeah. It was nice. Tom Cruise kept me comfortable for a while. He was running, and I was knitting, and it was great. So it was really good.
Good old Tom.
He's I've embraced my inner middle schooler, and he's just my favorite to watch on screen,
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was good. So I did a bunch of knitting and got outside, and it was good.
Excellent. Well, do you want to show us some of your knitting then?
I do. So I do have an FO, which I think I showed my mostly FO last time, but my April socks are finished. They're for my son, so they're a little big on these blockers. Yeah. But
very nice.
They don't perfectly match, but neither my son nor I care.
Right.
So we
Great
just
color.
went with it. They're West Yorkshire spinners. That's always hard for me to say. The WYS in the spring colorway. Yeah. And it's just all those springy greens.
Beautiful.
So.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So
quite a bit longer than But it's so easy to just go round and round. These are self-striping.
Yeah,
they do all the work.
It's great. I finished these with like 10 days to spare in the month.
Do you have your own recipe that you're following?
I tend to follow Susan B. Anderson's How I Make My Socks.
Okay.
For my I just love that. I've knit a bunch of different patterns, and I like her cuff down. Yeah. And it's just a very basic, it's a free pattern on her that is linked on her blog. Right. And she does, if you're knitting for men, you go up to 72 stitches, and she gives you a very brief sort of, this many on the heel turn. And
still, what size needle? So 1.5?
Still size, 1? I usually knit my socks on a 1. Yep. So still a 1, go up to 72. Yep. It's very basic.
Very nice.
So.
I love a good basic sock.
Yes.
Yes. I also have, I'll take the sock blockers if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all.
Shall I show my FO?
Yes,
considerably
absolutely.
less knitting than those ones. Let's see if I can do this right.
Although I was surprised, like because normally, I'm a size 6.5 women, so my feet, those socks usually go pretty fast. Yeah. And he doesn't have particularly large feet for a man. I think he's a 9.5, but I usually go like, oh, man feet. Yeah. But they went pretty fast. Like, I was surprised. I mean, there's no pattern, just round and round, but I do feel like the more I'm knitting, those are lovely.
Here, there's the other one. So this is, sorry. my own little recipe, I guess, you know, my mashup. And this is knitted in Rambler, which I'm having a full-on love affair with now that I'm knitting. And the Virginia Sattler-Reimer.
Yeah.
Those socks, what are they called? Oh, if you go out, yeah. I have worn them. I'm testing. Yeah. And they are fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Absolutely wonderful. I think if you're looking for a non-superwash, no nylon sock yarn,
this is good. So anyway, this is just leftovers. I literally was playing yarn chicken with the second one.
You did it.
I did it.
Success.
Yes. And I just put in these little stripes because I'm all about that right now. And I did a 3x1 rib, and I did it all the way. I started at the top and knit down. And then I'm loving my heel flap with my little border.
There were a couple of questions in the comments asking if you could talk again about how you did that, or maybe you could do a little video if you're doing. I
could do a little video
if you're next time you're knitting a pair and you get to the heel gusset.
I will be doing that. All right, next time I will do a little video. But suffice to say, basically this is 64 around, and then I do half. So 32.
Yeah.
I think actually though, I was thinking about this. I think I'd rather do a 66 and then do a 33 heel flap.
Okay.
Because then you end up with an even edging. Because right now what I do is I knit 3 and then I slip and knit and slip and knit all the way around here. And then you end on the opposite. You end on a knit. Whereas if you had 33, you would slip and slip both ends.
Okay.
After your knit 3. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
That does make sense.
But it makes it really easy to pick up because you've got those garter bumps to just poke your needle in, and it keeps you nice and even.
Nice.
And then the way I turn my heel, I just do a very sort of square heel, which is sort of lovely.
Mm-hmm.
And I basically knit across the heel flap until I have 10 stitches left. And then I do what'd you call that? It's a short row, wrap and turn, and then go back till I have 10 stitches left on the other needle, and then I just work from there back and forth.
Okay.
And I love how that looks. It's very neat and tidy.
Is that part of the heel in your Agatha socks? Do you do that kind of, or
I
is
don't
it different?
think so. I think in Agatha
it's been a while
more
since
triangular.
I've knit
Me
Agatha.
too. Yeah, no, this is just
nice.
What I've done with the last couple of pairs. And look, I mean, it's so neat and tight.
It is.
Let me show you the inside. Because,
they feel really nice.
They are so squishy. But that's where I pick up here and here. Don't know if you can see. But it's so neat. That little garter ridge just gives you nice help. And then finished off with a toe. And I love them.
Very nice.
I found a box to keep all my 2024 socks on.
Nice.
And even though I think I'll wear them, but they'll live in their little box.
Yeah. All my hand knit socks have their own box.
Do they?
That box is bursting right now.
Yes. Some of my socks that I will never throw away are starting to be holey down here. And there's things like Regia sock yarn.
Yeah.
Which is hard wearing and a workhorse yarn, but
but eventually they do give out.
Do.
Like, especially some of my socks are like 10 years old at this point.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. I mean, they have worked and earned their retirement.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's an awful lot of
Will you
sock
darn
knitting.
some of your socks?
I don't think so. I think I've let them go too far. Like
Gotcha.
they're not just thin, they're actual whole. Well, I could, I suppose. But
You don't have to.
There's no
I was just
I
curious.
actually even thought about just cutting off and then taking the leg and finishing.
Yeah, I've done
pair.
that sometimes, like if the toe is the thing that goes, where I'll just cut back and reknit the toe.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So this is only that you'll be seeing this in May, but we've already been talking about the sock sprint that we usually hold in July.
Yep.
And we'll still do that for sure, just like we always do. But I think we should make some fun of it and do more show and tells of all the socks we've knitted in the year. Because we're doing this very loosey-goosey year-long sock cal. I hope you're knitting along if you want to. Start now if you haven't and you want to. And then we could maybe, see everybody's socks that they've knit this year. So I think I'm cheating as well. Like if I had a half sock and I finished the pair, I'm counting it. I think this is pair number 5.
Like,
there's no
there's
rules.
no rules. It's just...
And I can't wait to knit some more.
You get to do your own math.
Yes, you're very mathy that way.
I am very
like
mathy that way. I make up my own math rules.
Oh, something else I want to show you.
Yes.
Look at my bag.
I know.
I love my bag. It's I keep my book in it. I've got my phone in it, and pop. So now in here I've got, oh my God. So I started knitting on, making a little 9 square.
Oh, how cute.
With leftovers. Whenever I'm just sort of needing comfort knitting and not thinking, I go to this, and I've got my
little
huge,
mitered squares.
yeah, I've got my huge big blanket, but I want to do one all in Rambler.
Nice.
So anyway,
or will it be a pillow or a blanket, or you have no idea?
No idea.
That's okay.
And but you can see I've got my little straight needles there, which I always knit these on. And I've got scissors, and I've got all kinds of stuff, and then
Lots of goodies.
Carolyn's love heart that she sent is in here and smells gorgeous.
Mine's in my project bag too. It's so nice.
Yeah, and I've got my vermints, which holds all different things. I was telling you about, that's it. That's all I had left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well done.
I know. Yeah, so yeah, there's lots of stuff in here, and I love this. I grab it. It comes in the car with me. We have a few left, but not all the colors or all the different ones.
We have the purple left, which I think you can see here.
Yes.
I love mine too.
Yeah, it's
mine has become like the sock bag for me right now. Like I've got like 4 pairs of socks in there because I've gone through project bags. I'm like, oh, I have a sock and a toe here.
Same. Yes, I've got socks.
I call those bonus socks. So every month I'm casting on new socks, and then if I finish that sock early, then I work on a bonus sock.
I like that.
So
not just math, but an English major too.
Yes, that's English major math for you. So we have the purple still available, and that is still available.
But if you wanted one of the other colors, you're just gonna have to hang tight. They're in production.
Yeah, you can sign up for the back in stock notice and get on our newsletter. I'm sure we'll tell you all about it.
But I am loving my bag. The more I use it, the more I want to have it with me.
Yeah.
I am knitting on my shawl. Have you?
I have my shawl. It has not made any progress since last Shopcast.
Yeah.
Because I'll show you what I've been working on other than socks.
Okay. All right. Then I'll just quickly show you.
Yeah.
I too I've been knitting on socks. Honestly, but I am now at the point where I'm trying to get my stitch count correct. I'm on that decreasing row so that then I can pick up and start doing the border, which is the full Hansel. So it's an awful lot of that, but I'm going to try and really concentrate on getting that done.
So our ongoing shawl cal ends May 12th. So I might be able to be done by the 12th. We'll see how it goes. It's okay. Right now, like, work has been busy. Life has been busy.
Yeah.
So sometimes by the time I get home at night, the sock is just the right thing. Easy. It is just like, and it's very soothing. And sometimes that's what you need from your knitting.
Yes.
Whereas a lace shawl, although it is a very sort of repetitive pattern, sometimes I'm just like, I don't know.
It's a little more thinky. The rows are a little bit longer. Yeah. So, and they get longer.
And then the sock knitting has just been really satisfying lately. So
really potato chippy.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm exactly, and I'm happy about it. Like I haven't knit on socks for such a long time.
Yeah.
It's a real nice palette.
I'm definitely on a really good sock kick, so I'm just riding it.
Me too. Exactly.
Yeah. So thank you to Jean Pasley for the inspiration for all this sock knitting. Can I show what a couple? So I finished. It's not TWT stuff, but it's handspun. It's a little damp.
Oh my gosh!
So it's definitely damp. It still smells. It got caught in the rain a little bit yesterday too.
What is this? Butter.
I've been spinning through. A couple years ago, I did Hello Yarns subscription for I think for about a year, and I'm working my way through some of the last of them. And so I took this one. So this was some of her fiber, which you probably won't recognize because I took my blending board and I made roll hags out of it.
You have a blending board?
I do have a blending board, and I mixed.
So fun.
It is kind of fun, and I mixed it with a couple other things, some sari silk from a friend, and a little bit of alpaca in there, just a little bit. to give you that little bit of like red and stuff.
It is very soft.
And it is very soft. It's
like
still
kittens.
damp. You can see it's going to be very
drapey.
Yeah. Some of that's because I think it's still wet, but it gave it more of like a little bit of a woolen spun look.
Mm-hmm. It does get fluff. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just really nice.
You're such a good spinner.
So that was a lot of fun. So I'm trying to make sure I'm behind the wheel a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
And then this is what I've been working on. He's so cute.
Oh my gosh, I literally talked. Oh my gosh.
So I started the donkey. I've been saying was gonna knit Mouche and Friends the donkey, and so here he is. I need to stuff his little head. He's just absolutely adorable. So
what are you knitting on down here?
So that's his arm. So I've got all the DPNs at my house, as you can see. So sometimes when she says to put things on waste yarn, no, I don't do that. I just grab more DPNs in the same size, and I wrangle things so that I can.
He's so cute.
Knit. He's going to be so adorable.
Oh,
definitely bigger than his friends who are up
Their
there.
heads are cut off. What a shame.
Yeah,
they're adorable.
Their heads are still there, but
let's have a wee looky at
grab
the
them by the
family.
legs.
I know.
So they're really, really, really cute.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Hello. So
oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's just so adorable. It's really addictive. I'm so enjoying all these Mouche knits. So this one I'm knitting with, this is mostly Finullgarn. I'll see if I can find out what color it is. But I'm really liking it. I just,
perfect.
And I think one ball will be perfect for him.
Yeah.
And the white was a little bit of leftover, actually Woolly Mammoth Dorset.
Nice. Nice.
So very, very cute.
Awesome. And you started with this muzzle?
Yeah, you start with the muzzle and you work your way down. She does have you like kind of pause at the end of his head, and then you pick up and knit the ears. She tells you where to put the placement for everything. Like, it's just...
Yeah, your eyes are really good always.
Yeah, I do have my neck light on while I'm working on him because it's brown.
Yeah.
And...
Yeah.
And I'm of a certain age now where I'm like, I need more light.
He's lovely. I could see a moose coming from that face too one day.
Yeah. So he's really
adorable.
Cute, so.
Oh, well done you.
Yeah,
I was not expecting that.
I know.
Yeah.
But I've been saying, I'm like, I really want to knit the donkey, and I started him like a couple of weeks ago. And this weekend I was just like, that's it. It was
casting on.
I had him. I had like here, and I'm like, but I gotta read the pattern, and it's not difficult. But Saturday morning, I was alone. I was fresh. And
there
I'm
you
like,
go.
I'm just gonna jump in.
Good.
So
look at the progress.
Yeah.
Amazing.
He's
beautiful.
So cute. I love him.
Are you naming them, or are they just keeping the names that they have in the book?
So far they've just kind of kept the names in the book. Nana Duck and Aggie, but at some point I'll probably
there, Nana Duck there.
Oh, they're so cute.
I know, they're adorable.
I do love them.
Yeah.
I've always loved toy knitting, but this is I don't know.
You're just
so
loving
cute.
it.
I am.
The book we cannot keep in stock. I think there's more coming, but whenever we get it in, you show one of your creations and they go right out.
Yeah, they're just, they're so addictive, and it's just so fun.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think when people are watching this, but one weekend ago, like, was it this weekend? If we're in the future, I don't know. But it was LYS Day.
Yes, that was just this past weekend. So
right.
For you, last weekend.
Yes. And I hope everybody got to visit a local yarn store if you have one. Thank you so much for thinking of us as your online local yarn store. That always warms the cockles of my heart. And yes, I see here that I was on Fiber Chats. I had a lovely time with Irina. She interviewed me about the woolly thistle.
Nice.
And we got a little snippet here.
Could you imagine all the connections you would make because of knitting, and how your life would change because of knitting?
That's a great question, and it almost makes me want to cry. No, I had no idea. I think what we're doing, all of us, by knitting and by enjoying that exploration, is really, really meaningful. I mean, talk about community and knitting for causes, and just our passionate hobby is, keeping somebody like Rachel going it just blows my mind. And no, I never thought any of that would happen. I had no idea. Didn't know how to dream that big. And then you can link and watch, if you're interested, you can watch the interview over there. So Maggie, should we go visit one of our contributors? Maybe
Yes.
go visit with Caitlin.
Mm-hmm.
And Caitlin's segment is lovely as always. She's wearing her pressed flowers. She shows us a couple of things and thoughts about Scottish Yarn Festival, because she's been knitting with that, really lovely. And her finished shawl is stunning, and she created that all herself.
Yeah.
It's quite amazing.
It's really beautiful.
I hope she writes it up. But anyway, let's go visit with Caitlin, and we'll see you on the other side.
Hi everybody, it's Caitlin. I'm so happy to be on the Shopcast again this month. I have some updates on what I've been making for you. So yeah, I want to show you what I've finished and what I'm working on. It's been pretty busy around here, both with work and with my knitting. And on top of that, I've just had a lot of sort of inspiration floating around, maybe almost too much, and that it's been hard to kind of settle on what project I do want to do next. I have some travel coming up in the next month, so Kelsey's last Shopcast had some helpful tips. I've been mulling over what project I want to bring with me on my travels. First of all, the sweater that I'm wearing, I can tell you what that is again. I've worn it before, but this is the Pressed Flowers Cardigan by Amy Christoffers. I knitted mine, I think last year. In the gray is Ullcentrum 2-ply Sport, and then the color changing yarn in the flowers is some hand spun of mine. You can see it's, yeah, knitted in kind of a few different sections, and I love that kind of patchworky look of having switched colors and seeing the color change in this pattern. I think it fits the yarn really well. It's a lot of fun to knit, and is a great time of year to wear it. It's kind of my favorite spring thing. Yeah, what else to say about this? It's mosaic knitting. So it's sort of a you only knit one color at a time, but then you slip stitches over to kind of create the effect. And I've got more mosaic knitting to show you, so that's kind of extra reason to wear this one today. But I think my first project I'll show you is something I finished a little bit ago but didn't show you. This was my second project for the colorwork accessories knit along that we did around February. I think I showed the beginnings of this hat, but not the finished one. This is Virginia Sattler-Reimer's Transatlantic hat, and she's got a whole set of, I think, mittens, the hat, and a cowl. They're all knitted in DK weight. I forget the original yarn she used, but I used the Scottish Yarn Festival DK for mine. When we first got that yarn to the shop in January, I just had to have these 3 colors. And so then for the knit along, I found a project for them. So their colors, Gordon is this dark, sort of a navy gray, and Duncan is the bright red, and Fraser is the kind of more salmon-y color. So this was so much fun. This is my first Latvian braid, and I just had so much fun. It was like a marvel how easy it was, but how cool it looks. So yeah, really beautiful. Yeah, pattern, just loved it. So yep, that's my first thing I wanted to show you. And yeah, next I'll show you what I've got on the chair here. Well, under here is my Hansel hat. It's the half hat that I knitted last year for the, now maybe 2 years ago. 2 years ago for the shawl knit along. And then this is my shawl for this year. I showed the progress of this on the last Shopcast last month, but I finished it. This is my own design I made up as I went. I found a stitch pattern in a dictionary that looked similar to this, and then from there I just kind of made it up. I had gotten some yarn from the Woolly Thistle as sort of a sample to play with. It's the Jagger Spun Black Welsh Mountain and Dorset Horn. It's a set of 5 yarns in a sort of gradient from the white all Dorset Horn to this darkest color, which is all Black Welsh Mountain. And then there's 3 grays in the middle, which are the mix of the 2 colors. So yeah, that's the white in here. And then there's, you can't quite tell, but there's the lightest gray here. And then I switched to the medium gray, and then I switched to the darkest gray. And then for this tiny little bit, I had a little bit left of the medium gray. And then the gold is Ullcentrum 3-ply is their worsted weight, because these are all worsted weight yarns. The gold I already had. So yeah, this is the one I was talking about where it's also mosaic knitting. So you're only knitting 1 color at a time. I started with a garter tab cast on, and then yeah, I just kind of figured out the basic shawl shape of creating these 2 sort of triangle halves with some increases on the edge of each half. Got that center spine. And then once I figured out the sort of technique for the mosaic way they were doing this, then I could kind of play with my own diamond patterns for the rest of it and just sort of fit those in as I wanted and as the yarn allowed. So yeah, that was a ton of fun. I'm actually knitting a second one. I'll show you in a second to see if I remembered what I did on the first one so that I could maybe write it down. I'm not sure how to write this into a pattern if others wanted to knit it. It kind of feels a little bit more like it'll be a recipe for how to get this shawl shape and how to start with some diamond patterns, but then it really is good for improving depending on your yarn amount and then what kind of diamonds you want. So yeah, we'll see how that takes shape, but this was a lot of fun. It's well, maybe I can show you how big it is. Maybe not super like blanket on the couch sort of shawl size. Fits pretty good here. I think if it were in a less woolly wool, it might not sit so nicely on the shoulders all the time. It might slide off with the size it is, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. I loved working with the Jagger yarns. Thinking about which of the 5 colors I loved the most to get in the main body of a sweater, and maybe a colorwork yoke. I think that would be really fun. So now I'm making a second one, like I said, to make sure I remember how I did it. And so I've got sort of the same diamond motif going on to start. A little bit different colors. The dark purple is just some stash yarn in sort of this mulberry color. I don't know. Yeah, that one there, kind of a nice heather. And then the other yarn I've got a second skein of. This is a hand spun. It's a, I don't remember what kind of wool. Some white wool that I got from a yarn shop in like a huge bin, and you just pick how much you want. And then I got little bits of this kind of mulberry again and gold, and I carded all of them together on my drum carder and then spun it up. So I've got the 2 skeins of that kind of tweedy looking yarn there. That's a lot of fun. And then I've got the rest of the Ullcentrum 3-ply from the first shawl, and I think that that will look nice as sort of an accent color later. I'm not sure how I'm going to alternate colors or what other diamond patterns I want to do, but yep, second one is just as fun as the first, so it's been good. The other thing I wanted to show you is, like I said, I've had a lot of pattern inspiration swirling around, and so many yarns that I'm excited to work with, both like new ones at the Woolly Thistle, but also ones I still have in my stash. So I wanted to show you this bin that I've been kind of playing around with. This is not wool. It was from the Target bargain bin or whatever, the $5 area, but it looks like wool. So yeah, I kind of keep the yarn that I want out and visible because I'm kind of playing with it. So yeah, these 3 might look familiar. These are the leftovers from my hat. It's the rest of the Scottish Yarn Festival DK. I knew that I was going to have a lot left from the hat, which I was very excited about because I want to knit other things with this yarn. I just have to decide what. I have a lot left of some of them. So yeah, I think I could have knit the entire hat mittens and cowl, probably. These are each 100 gram skeins to begin with, which is something that I don't really think about when I look at buying a kit. Just this week we've launched the Marie Wallen Aran kits, and I think this is going to be another example where you buy a lot of yarn because there's so many colors that the pattern calls for, but you don't realize, and it's not really spelled out for you in her patterns, like how much actual yardage of each yarn you're going to need, and just how much you're maybe going to have left to play with at the end. So kind of like you're not just getting the one project from buying these yarns, you're getting more playing potential later. So I love that challenge. So I got these 3. Then I've got, actually this is the leftovers. Actually, I knit this sweater and then I knit my shawl last year in Ullcentrum 3-ply, and this is leftover from that. So I keep having leftovers of this Ullcentrum Sport. These are technically not the same yarn weights, but the nice thing about woolly wool is that a lot of the yarns in our shop are so versatile with what types of gauge you can comfortably get from them. Going up or down needle sizes will, because a lot of these yarns have character, they can bloom to fill a looser gauge, and then they can condense down to the tighter gauges. So I feel okay about playing with several yarn weights here. So I've got these 4, then I've got the leftovers from my tea pullover. This is Tukuwool DK in a pretty color. Then I've got the leftovers from my vanilla sweater. This is Rauma Finullgarn color 4136. Yep, leftovers my vanilla sweater. This is kind of a heavy fingering weight, almost sport weight. And then I've got this is my souvenir skein of Berlin yarn from the time that I went physically to the Woolly Thistle shop. This was my kind of special purchase. So I've got these 7 colors that I think are all going to work together gauge-wise. And I've got a sweater in mind called, the Port Townsend. It's a new pattern by Wool and Pine. It's a V-neck, I think raglan, just pull over. You can do a short sleeve or a long sleeve version. And the V-neck just really looks nice the way they've done the kind of button band, or not button band, the collar ribbing. Just looks really sharp. And I think these 7 colors could be kind of nice together. So that's what I've got in mind next. So hopefully there were a couple takeaways there for you about playing with different yarn weights and sort of what to do with your leftovers. What I'm going to do with these skeins, especially the ones that aren't a full 100 grams, I'm going to look at what the pattern calls for. Some patterns do list actual yardage or weight of each color that they used, not just like a set number of skeins. So then you don't know, like, does it use the full 50 grams or does it only use like 30 grams? I think this pattern does list the full, like more detailed yardages or weights of the yarns. So I'm going to weigh each of these. I've got a kitchen scale, and then I'll either go by the weight or I'll then figure out what the yardage is for each of these. I'm going to write those down and then see if the pattern, yarn requirements are going to match what I've got. I know at least for something like Finullgarn, I can get, again, if I need an extra little skein or 2 for depending on which color. It's kind of like these big blocks of stripes, which are going to require a little bit different amounts of each color. So we'll see if that takes shape. Like I said, all these ideas are swirling around. I haven't quite committed to this, but yeah, just wanted to share that sort of project planning enthusiasm with you. So enjoy the rest of the episode, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your visit with Caitlin. She's amazing. I love her finished shawl. Very timely. Got it done in time. I don't know that I'll be done in time, but absolutely lovely design. I would like to.
She did start a little early. not keeping track. It's not a race. Not a competition. I'm just saying. As I'm a little red now.
keep that in. That was so cute.
So anyway,
it's a gorgeous.
It is really
it's a
gorgeous.
Design. Really, really lovely. And she's already working on her second one to sort of.
It's beautiful.
I understood what she said when she said, "Now I'm going to knit a second one to see if I can remember how I did the first one." I relate to that.
Yeah,
for sure. So what do we want to talk about? We got stuff in the shop here.
we do. So I think too for any of our tried and true discerning eyes, we have.
We're starting to get questions, which is great because it's that time of year.
One of the things that we love
heavy.
doing here is putting together these curated boxes.
Yep.
And in this month, I guess it's May now, by the time you're seeing this, we are going to have our taster box.
Which is what we do in May
So you
most
can
years.
see the size of this box. It is full.
Yeah. And we're not ready to show you.
We're not,
But just know it's coming and sign up. So we're going to ask you to sign up if you're interested in getting on the list for this. These are very limited. There will potentially be disappointments. So I think the best chance of getting one is being on our early access list, and that opens on May 3rd, which will have opened then by the time people see this.
Yes. So the early access list is up for those of you who just know that you want it.
Yes.
So you can get on that list, and more information about exactly what's in the box is
there.
forthcoming.
Yes. And we will be selling these on May 17th to the general public, but early access means that you get a chance to shop before the general public.
Yes.
So that's very exciting, and I'm sure we'll be showing more of that soon.
Yes.
And then, Facebook Live on May 10th. We're going to do a full reveal on Facebook in our group.
Yes.
So that would be fun.
We haven't set the time yet, so just kind of keep
your eyes open and your ears up and grab that. And we've got wind of a new cal coming, hosted by Lina, Gudrun Johnston, and Mary Jane Mucklestone for the book Grand Shetland Adventures, which of course you may have bought a copy from us here at the Woolly Thistle. We already have lots of kits available from this book.
Yep.
And now we also have the Riggy's cardigan, which maybe we could show a picture of.
Yeah.
Gudrun's design, the Riggy's cardigan, is knitted in Shetland DK, so it's a lovely big garter stitch cardigan, knitted with a really fun construction.
Yes.
So we have that on pre-order, and Mary Jean's lovely Ling V-neck sweater, which just has a little bit of color work around the neck there. It's just beautiful.
It looks very cozy and wearable.
It
They
does.
both look really cozy.
Yeah. So both of those will be new to the Woolly Thistle as kits, but we do have them right now. Are they on pre-order?
They are on pre-order. They're a limited quantity, and they're on pre-order. And they will ship to you before the cal starts.
Right.
So
and their cal, I don't have the date for their cal starting, but you will be able to make your purchase in time to get it in time for the cal starting.
I believe their cal starts on the 17th. And our goal is that we're going to ship those kits to you well within time so that you are ready for cast on day.
Yes. And we also have kits for their Swatch-tastic hat, Heritage Yoke, Booster Beanie, and Snow Treasure gloves. And also to check out
Booster socks.
What did I say?
Booster beanie.
No, that was Shetland Wool Week, which is a whole other thing to talk about. But anyway, Booster socks.
We also have, I think, the Peary. What is the name of it? Oh,
You got the book.
It is.
Oh, the Kit Kat is lovely.
Yeah, we're gonna show a couple different things too. So, here's another view of the. Riggies, because I think
look
that's
at
really
that.
pretty.
You could just wear that nonstop.
When Gudrun visited us, she was wearing this.
It was really lovely.
It was really lovely.
Well, you're looking. Oh,
this one, the
it
Peary Shop Cardi.
That's-
We have a kit for that too that I believe now is back in stock. So
Is that Let Low
and that
Be,
is
or-
ready to ship. That is Let Low Be.
Ready to ship. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you want to see an interview about the book with Mary Jane and Gudrun, check out our previous episode number 207. We have them talking all about it.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
The Lucky Lines pullover. We also have the yarn for that in the shop. It's really gorgeous.
What yarn is that?
I believe it's the Heritage 4-ply.
Oh, gorgeous.
It's just really beautiful.
And then, do we have the cake stand hat? Do we have that set up as a thing?
The cake fridge hat?
Yeah.
No, we don't have that as a
Okay.
kit.
But that's a really nice hat
It is
that
a
you could
really
knit with
nice.
stash probably.
Mhm.
That's lovely too.
And then the Stanley Dale scarf is knit with Bichet Bouche.
Le Petit.
I think you just need 2 balls.
Yeah.
So-
So very knittily, all about Shetland. 2 of our favorite designers and
Yeah.
published by Lina. So they're hosting the Cal. So if you're interested, I would go check out their website. But you can get all your kits and whatnot here. We do have books in stock as well.
Yeah.
With more coming should we sell out.
Yeah.
But you might have bought the book already, and this would be a great way to really dive in and get knitting with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful.
If you need any help picking colors, just shoot us an email. We're happy to
we're
help
happy
you.
to help. And also talking of Shetland Wool Week announced their new patron, which is the Dual family. I hope I'm saying that right. Dual.
You're asking the wrong gal.
But it's a whole family
is.
because of the work they've done in Shetland sheep rearing and breeding and all of that.
Yeah.
And they've designed a really pretty hat.
They have.
We have colors for the Jameson Spindrift that's on pre-order. Well, you probably will not be on pre-order now by the time you see this, but as of recording, that's on the way to us, and those are up for sale now. And then the Jameson and Smith, we are waiting for that order to come in too. And
Yeah.
Maggie, you made several.
I did.
Oh, you have them here.
Got them here.
So
we
these have
can
been
show
selling
you.
like little hot cakes, I tell you.
Yeah.
Really doing well. So, okay.
So we're calling this colorway Surf and Pebbles. So it comes with a stitch
I'm
marker.
thinking surf and turf.
Surf and Pebbles.
Really nice.
Although surf and turf would work if you're doing lobster. But anyway, you get 2 skeins of light gray and then the other contrasting colors.
Yes, surf and bucks.
Surf and
Pebbles.
Yes. Waves and tours.
That one's really my jam.
Yeah,
I like
it's really
that.
pretty.
Yeah. And the
I
motifs,
know where you can get a kit.
I know. And the motifs on the hat has lovely waves in lace and also the ram's head.
Yeah. And this one's Stone
Ooh.
and Sea.
Really nice.
I'll admit I was inspired by the Ola sweater.
Mhm.
I really like her color sense.
And so we're putting 2 balls in the Jameson and Smith because we have enough to do that. And then you can knit any size of hat. It comes in 3 sizes.
Yeah.
The Jameson Spindrift kits only come with 1 ball of the main color. So if you are lucky enough, if we have enough, you might be able to buy a second ball if you want it, but you can knit the smaller medium size with the kit
Right.
in that. Yes.
This one is
Ooh,
called
pretty.
Fire and Sand.
I like these.
Yeah, these are really pretty. And then last but not least is Thistles and Heather.
That's my jam too.
Yes.
Really nice.
Really pretty.
Yes.
So all of these are available in
Yep.
the shop now.
Yep.
While
Okay.
supplies last.
While supplies last. Daughter of a Shepherd Ammonite came in this week. Oh.
I love this basket. I came in and it was on my desk and it had it's just the best smell. Like seriously.
You know not to even ask. Just shove it in my face. Oh,
I know.
it's so good.
It's
Daughter of a
so
Shepherd.
So Ammonite's actually at the back. This is a whole big wonderful basket of Daughter of a Shepherd. And yeah, they're just really gorgeous.
So her Ammonite is in the shop now. Oh, very special yarn. This currently is still a very limited edition. I think she is trying to find a way to do more, but
yeah.
it's limited. So
Yes, so it's 100% British wool, 50% Hebridean, and 50% Exmoor Blueface.
which is great. Spun at John Arbon, of course, and they just have a really good way with these wools.
It feels really nice, really woolly,
Yeah,
soft. Like
Yeah.
it really does feel soft.
it does. It's silky.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you say what
nice
weight
and
this is?
Drapey. It is a fingering weight.
Yes. So we have that. Don't expect it to be around for too long, but
No.
we do have it
Last
now.
time they sold really fast.
They did.
So
Yes.
hopefully they're still here.
And
if
did we-
they've sold out, we'll put it on the screen.
Did we top up our heritage too? No.
No,
Okay.
not with this one.
Okay.
We
but
may
do
have,
we have-
we may have a few skeins in the shop.
If I was shopping, I would get, some of this and some of the heritage
Yeah.
too, which is the Hebridean dark brown, which is just lovely. It would go very nicely with this.
yes.
And what else do we
We
have?
have so we have Drover, which is Daughter of a Shepherd's lovely sock yarn, and with that is a new marled, which is called Raspberry Topping.
I love
I
that.
really like this yarn.
I do too. Yeah, yes. So my socks that I knitted in Drover are lasting very well too. Love them.
Yes.
Oh my God, I buy these just for the smell.
I know. I think my May socks are going to be Drover.
Are you going to knit with the marled?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I can't decide. I bought one of the dark and I bought one of the, I don't remember, one of the lighter colors. So
nice.
that with the idea that I would stripe them.
Yeah.
And now I might get a thing of the marled and just go crazy. I can't
You're just gonna let your fingers do the knitting. So there's now 5 shades in the gradient. Of the
We are
solids.
out of, I think, the lightest shade.
Right. Which is fine.
There are still wonderful
Yarn abuse there.
So the darkest is called Warnside, and we have Penny Ghent,
These are all mountains or hilltops in the area.
Buckton. I feel like there's one more. No, that's Buckton.
Yeah.
Ingleborough.
And then
Did I say that right? Ingleborough.
I'll go with that, yeah. And then you've got this lovely marled, which looks like it's a little bit of the light and the dark.
I think
give
it's a
that
3-ply, and each ply is a different
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah, it's really, really pretty.
Yeah. Oh yes, I can see that it is.
I've been craving a marled yarn lately.
Ooh, well, we do have a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is excellent.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff, Rachel. You're doing amazing things.
Wonderful.
And thank you for working with us so we can bring it to all our lovely customers who just adore how special this is.
Yes.
So special. And so witty.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad she brought the Ammonite back.
Yes, yes.
I
think it was last year, was it?
Yes, there was a limited offering last year, and she was able to reproduce it, which is really wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah, that sold out very quickly.
no guarantees it'll be back again. So.
Right. It's just lovely.
I know.
Lovely jubbly. Good stuff. All
Really
right.
wonderful.
Oh, and the Ballachulish is coming soon. I've named it. My hat. Where is my hat?
Your hat is, there's one here.
Okay. Whoops. Whoop. For a little thing.
Well, Aggie went flying.
Yeah. This is now called the Ballachulish beanie, which is, I saw you watching the clock there. Do I need to?
Oh, no,
hurry
you're
up?
okay.
So the Ballachulish beanie is a lovely wee hat with very quick decreases there, which gives you this sort of puckered look, which I think does quite nicely.
Yeah.
And my glasses are too long, but I think it's got a nice look to it, and I love the
does.
color work, and I love all the motifs that I put together. And I've called it Ballachulish because when I was a wee girl going up north with my mum and dad and my sister, we would go on the Ballachulish ferry, and my dad was always super excited about that. And then they eventually built a bridge and the ferry went away.
Her head is,
I said the wrong way around.
you're like covering her eyes.
Oh, bless. So when is that coming, Maggie? I don't know.
I don't know if we
It's
put a
coming
date on
soon.
that yet. So
Yeah, and I have different colours, but we've only got that one there. The other one must be away getting its photo taken or
Yes.
something. So yes, very excited to have that launching because I've been talking about it forever. Finally named it. I love it. It's the Ballachulish, which tickled everybody here. How the hell just spell
we saw that and we were like, okay.
Need a wee explanation of how that is called.
Here, we'll write Ballachulish on the screen
Yes.
for you.
And it's a tiny wee village in Scotland up in the northwest coast, and you used to get a ferry. And I guess I'm trying to think. I think Ballachulish has something to do with deep waters, and it's kind of fjordy over there.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. So Shetland Wool Week hat, we talked about that.
We did.
And Marie Wallen, we just released her kits the weekend before recording this, and her book is just gorgeous, and you guys are loving it. Thank you very much for showing up for that. We actually have now sold out of 2 of the colors, the Silver Forest and the Raw, the 2 base colors. And so Marie is going to be getting more of that over to us very soon, at which point the kits will repopulate.
Yeah.
So we're just holding tight until they come, but this is lovely.
It really is. And you sat down and did an interview with Marie, so if you haven't seen that yet and you want to check that out,
Check
we
it
can
out.
put a link.
Yeah, she goes through all the designs in the book and explains her, her inspiration and the construction.
It looks so wearable.
It is really nice. And the new yarn as well. This is the launch of her Aran White yarn, which is actually worsted spun in American speak.
I
Over
do have
there
a
is Aaron.
sample of what a kit looks like
Oh,
right
fantastic.
behind you there.
Yes. Oh, lovely.
I believe this is the kit for the scarves. Our fulfillment team. I took this one. I'll have to bring it back.
Yes. Just don't. Yes. Make sure you do. So the yarn is double what you would get in the British Breeds 4-ply.
Yeah.
So the 4-ply is a 25 gram skein. This is 50, and it's literally 2 plied together. So it's exactly the same wool that you're used to. It does, I think, has a different hand to it though, because it's bigger, and it looks a little smoother, maybe like the 4-ply is much more fluffy, but this looks absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to have to choose something to knit when we get the next slot in. Thought I'd let everybody else have first dibs and then wait. But yes,
It was very tempting.
do we know which one is?
very tempting.
Do we know which one was the front runner?
I know on sale day the Sea House's sweater
Yeah,
which
is
was
knitted in the
really
round.
popular.
and it's a yoked
Yeah,
design.
it was.
They've all
What's
done
this
really
one?
well.
They have all done really well. This one
It's so pretty.
was in the lead, but it was a pretty close. Is it Boodle?
Buddle or Boodle?
Boodle.
I think that's the one I want to, or
The
one of the
vest.
ones I want
It's
to
the
knit.
vest.
Yeah, right. And you know, we're talking about having a vest, Cal, so this would be good for that.
There were quite a few of those as well.
Yeah, and also
Like they really all sold well.
they did. I want to knit that so bad.
This one also sold.
That
really
sold
well.
really well.
I think is that Berwick?
I think
believe
so.
Yes.
Yes. Maybe Prince Berwick over there.
Yeah, I'm so American. I'm really,
I
really
know.
sorry.
I love that. I want to knit that in the worst way, and I want to knit this one on the cover.
I mean, I think it's a very wearable, knittable collection.
Yes.
It's just beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. So thank you for supporting those. And as soon as we get our raw and silver birch back in stock, those kits will liven up, and we
And
will.
mulberry. I think mulberry is also out.
Yeah, so you can still buy colors by the ball, but just for kits, we're waiting for those 2 colors to come back in. We don't have those colors anywhere.
Yeah.
They're all sold out everywhere. But yeah, so we'll let you know when those come back in. But just sign for the back in stock, and that way you'll get a notice. Natalie Kells by Emma, they've done really well.
They did really, really, really well. We are waiting on a restock because 3 of the 4 colorways sold out pretty quickly.
Yep.
They're really beautiful.
Yeah. And her
cowl-
grandma's so cute.
I know her grandma. So the cowl is named after her grandma, Natalie, and it's just a beautiful Fair Isle cowl.
Yep. So very lovely. And Lina 21 is on pre-order right now.
It is, and Lina 21 has a special offer, a special price for this issue.
Yes.
So this is a fantastic deal.
Yes.
So go ahead and check out that issue and pre-order your copy now.
It's beautiful.
It looks like it's going to be a great issue.
Yeah.
And
a great price. Can't beat it.
Yeah, you can't beat that price.
And so, and then we got Mother's Day, not this weekend, but next weekend.
Yes.
And we have a little deal going right now, actually.
We do have a little deal going.
It's so cute. So Maggie, what is the deal?
So with every purchase of $125 or more, you get a free set of these spring flower stitch markers.
Look at this, Steph.
They are so cute.
Steph in Fulfillment makes us little stickers like this.
Like they totally look like the stitch
I know.
markers.
Oh my God. This is...
And each set comes with, I believe, 6 stitch markers. Yes, 6. Really, really
different
really
colored
cute.
tulips. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're all really
delightful.
Really cute. Ooh. I love
Really
them.
pretty. And so 6
good
of these,
and a cute little golden tin.
yes, because they're little gold stitch markers, and they're adorable. So really pretty. You'll get this whole little set if you spend over $125 in the shop.
Yep.
Which is really nice. So there's that. Mother's Day, we've got a gift guide up. So if you need to send someone to the shop, go ahead and do that and get what you want. So there's lots of good stuff going on right now.
Yeah, there is.
There
There is one more thing that I wanted to talk about that I don't think is on the show notes,
Okay.
which is the sock project.
Oh,
Can you
yes.
grab that? There was quite high demand for this book, and it arrived in the shop. I purchased a copy. I could not resist this book. There's something about all the bright colors. And I wanted to do sort of like a 1-minute book review because I think it's honestly a super fantastic book.
Yes.
Whether you are new to sock knitting or a confident sock knitter.
It's just a fun, bright book anyway.
It is a fun and bright book. She definitely has a preference for cuff down.
Yeah.
There is a toe-up sock pattern in there as well with a Flegel heel, which is just fun to say. I'm
a top-down kind of.
Yeah, I think too the thing I'm finding so inspirational is I find the way that she does like color blocking and just puts things together. It's refreshing. It's just really sort of inspiring and refreshing, and there are a bunch of patterns in here. But it has me looking at some of my sock yarns and the leftovers in a whole different way.
Oh, because you can use up your leftovers.
You can use up your leftovers, but also like the way that she just uses a lot of solids. Like she definitely likes tweeds and some speckled. So there's lots of inspiration in there, but it sort of makes me want to put together like a whole palette of solids and then just play with them, because that often seems like that's what she's doing.
Yeah.
Like just with color blocking.
Really
so
nice.
I'm finding I keep just kind of opening it up and flipping through it. She does give you patterns for multiple heels, so if you just want to have those at your fingertips without having to pull up a video, it's a great. I'm finding this book to be a great.
You really
resource.
like it.
I really do.
And just I'm showing here Jagger Spun's Mousse and Falls, which is their sock yarn. Yeah. This is superwash and this is nylon.
Yeah.
But
it is a 4-ply merino yarn, and it holds up really, really well.
Yeah.
So yes, and it's very similar construction-wise to some of the yarns used in the book.
Yes.
I also put together a really big, fun basket of WIS solids because they all play really nicely together, and I do think it would be so fun to just have like, 8 to 10 colors and just go wild with sort of the striping and the pairing.
Or slip stitches or color work.
Right. Like there's so many possibilities.
And this stuff is really priced well too.
It is. It's affordable and it wears really well.
It wears like iron. I've got several pairs of West Yorkshire Spinners 2-ply.
Yeah.
I mean, signature 4-ply.
Yeah.
And it's soft. And it's a workhorse, and they're huge balls. I mean, it's 100 grams.
Especially if I'm knitting socks for someone, this is my go-to yarn.
Right, that's
because
good.
It's washable, and it's easy to care for, and it'll hold up well, so it gives them a good experience.
But it's a pleasure to knit with too.
Oh, absolutely.
The whole thing. Yeah.
So
I
just wanted to share. That book's been inspiring me lately.
And we have stuff that you can do what she's doing.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that it definitely translates to like nice woolly socks.
And I think West Yorkshire Spinners is more readily available here in the US now, which is great. They're a small independent mill in Yorkshire. Yeah. We've had them from the very beginning here at the Woolly Thistle. We've sold many a ball of signature 4-ply for sure. And it's just fun they're relevant. They just keep growing, and it's lovely. Yeah. I like this yellow, this kind of mustard yellow. I wonder what my next socks are going to be. Great. I want to knit with Rambler, but I feel like I should be knitting with other things too.
There's no should be.
That's right.
There's no should be. It's knitting.
It's knitting and it's all good. That's awesome.
Don't should on your knitting.
There's enough of that in life to go around. Really is. Let's announce the last winner, and then I think we should go to Rachel and let her take us out. Yes. Rachel will be talking about her new project, which I want you all to really pay attention to, and then go raid anywhere that you might have something that was ever knitted in ferrule. You never know.
Yeah.
We're all a little bit crazy that way. Some of us could have that.
Yes. Our second winner today of a $25 gift card is Sharon Shane. And Sharon said, I am knitting my shawl while watching. Row 87. Way to go, Sharon. So Sharon, if you can email us at info@thewoollythistle, put prize winner in all caps, and you will get your gift card.
Yes, congratulations. And if you want to be in the running, all you need to do is leave us a comment down below, give us a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to our channel. And then you can be in the running for the $25 gift card prize that we love to give twice in every episode.
Yes.
Yes, so now we're going to go to Rachel, lovely Rachel up there in muddy Fair Isle, but she has this new project, and I think some of you are already following her on Instagram with the new project, and so she's talking about that, and we'll let her take us out. So Maggie, I think all that's left to say is, if you go out,
take your knitting.
Bye.
Hi Woolly Thistlers. I thought I'd just stop by and talk about something a little bit different with you. Those of you that are my patrons may know that for a while now I've been talking about a research project that I was hoping to get started, and this last month or so I've finally made a start on it. It's called the Fair Isle Project, and you can follow along with this on social media. The account name for Facebook and Instagram is at the Fair Isle Project. That's all words together. And I haven't got a website as such for the project, but there is a little bit of information on my own Beecroft webpage. So if you go to www.b-croft.co.uk, and along the menu on the top, there's a tab that says the Fair Isle Project, and if you click on that, that will give you a little bit more sort of succinct information about what I'm hoping to achieve. It might be a little bit easier to say what I'm not going to look at in the project, and the main thing that I'm not going to be sort of trying to answer is the question, what is Fair Isle knitting? Yes, there are characteristics that set Fair Isle knitting as in knitting that's produced in the island of Fair Isle apart from Fair Isle knitting that is produced, say, in Shetland or elsewhere, but it's not exclusive. So just because, say, in Fair Isle, like in this jumper, none of the motifs are repeated. Now that is a characteristic trait of Fair Isle knitting that's produced in Fair Isle, whereas in Shetland you tend to find that the motifs are repeated. However, it's not exclusively so. There are pieces of knitwear that have been produced in the Isle where patterns are repeated. There are pieces of knitwear produced in Shetland where they use completely different motifs all the way through. So that's kind of a can of worms that I'm not looking to get into as part of this project. What I am hoping to do is to collate a visual archive of images, so photographs essentially of items of clothing, accessories, any item of that sort of knitted item that has been knitted here in the island of Fair Isle. Now, we have items in our museum that date back to 1886. The National Museum of Scotland has several pieces which date back to the 1850s. So there's a long kind of history of items that I'm hoping to get access to. But there's still more I feel that I can achieve by reaching out to the general public. So what I am asking people really is, do you have any items of knitwear that you know, or either by sort of evidence such as a label in the back saying it was made in Fair Isle, or for which you have strong anecdotal evidence, so potentially oh, my aunt so and so knitted this and she lived in Fair Isle. So those are the kind of lines I'm going down. If you have anything that you think might be relevant, I would love to hear from you. It doesn't have to be a jumper, it doesn't have to be a garment as such. It could be an accessory such as a hat, scarf, mittens. It could even be something like an egg cosy or tea cosy, which were knitted here in about the 1950s and 1960s, was when they were most popular for the sort of tourist market. So if you have any item of knitting produced in Fair Isle, the place, that you think I would like to see, then I would love for you to email me either a description or photos if you're able to do that, and you can send those to thefairisleproject@hotmail.com. Now, I know not everyone will have pieces of knitwear. However, maybe you visited Fair Isle in the past and you have photographs of knitting, whether that's someone in the process of knitting, be it machine or hand knitting. It may be that you photographed some knitwear that was on display for sale, or perhaps even someone wearing some knitwear that had been made here in the Isle. And again, I would love to see it if you would like to email me a photo of your photo or a scan of your photo. In September this year, I'm hoping to be away off the Isle for a few weeks, and I've been in the process of contacting around about 120 museums and collections throughout the UK and further afield, although I won't get to those ones in person. Basically, all of these ones I've contacted are places that have established costume collections or dress or fashion textile collections, which may have something Fair Isle related in it. As you can imagine, a lot of the responses I'm getting are saying, really interesting project, but sorry, we don't have anything that was made in Fair Isle. However, there have been quite a few who've come back to me with really positive responses. So at the moment, I've got a short list of places that I'll be visiting in September to examine the items there, record measurements, that kind of thing, take photographs so that we can preserve these in Fair Isle for sort of years, generations to come. So as I've said, if you think you have any knitwear that originates from Fair Isle, or you have any photographs of sort of an aspect of knitting in the Isle, I would love to see them. I'm not asking people to sort of part with their treasured possessions, but even just send me a photograph of it, something like that would be great. If you have any questions, by all means feel free to email me, and if you know of any museums or collections near to you that may have or sort of have a costume collection that may have items of knitting within it, I would love for you to email me and let me know so I can contact them. And I really hope you'll enjoy following on this project as it goes along. Thank you so much. I had a visit from the real-life Easter Bunny on Easter Sunday. I was just about to move these pallets in the sheep field and lifted the bottom one up, and there was a rabbit. So I put it down and left them in peace. Sadly, the sunshine didn't last, and I think the cats had the right idea, staying indoors and cuddling up warm. I've started my vegetable seeds off. As you can see, I don't really have any fancy equipment. I use plastic tubs from things like tomatoes and grapes from the shop, and then the insides of loo rolls, the little cardboard tubes, and fill them with some sort of potting compost and the seeds, and they make little mini greenhouses. Ruffalo and I were both ready and waiting to see if we'd catch a glimpse of the solar eclipse. Sadly we didn't, but we did get a beautiful sunset instead. Like a lot of places throughout the UK, our weather forecast for April has basically been day after day after day of rain, and I think it took about 2 weeks before we finally got a forecast of some sunshine. Sylvia has gone off using the nest boxes and has made her own little nest in the straw here. So this is now where she's doing her eggs every day. We had a couple of days of low cloud and foggy conditions. Luckily, it cleared in time for me to do my first hill rotor checks of the season. On my way home, I walked past Plantation, which is a very small clump of trees that grow in a protected gully, and spotted this beautiful pussy willow. And look who else I spotted, Rollercola. For those of you who may not know, he's one of my rams, and because he was rather naughty at the end of last year and jumped in with a neighbour's sheep, he put Rollercola up to the hill. And despite me looking for him on several occasions, I've never found him until this day. And here he is. I was so happy to see him, and I'd brought some sheep nuts for him just in case I found him. And if that wasn't enough excitement, it's been really exciting to see all of my seeds gradually starting to grow throughout the month. And just look at them now. Some have been potted on already, and some I'm needing to do pretty soon. But hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll get some better weather and I can get them planted out into the garden. And just to give you an update on the rebuild of the Fair Isle Bird Observatory, which was scheduled to reopen later this year. Unfortunately, last month we received the sad news that the company responsible for building the OBS had gone into administration. What this has meant in practical terms is that all work has ceased on the building. All of the workmen, bar two, have left the Isle, and to be honest, we don't really know what the way forward is, but the OBS will not be in a position to open this year. Mercifully, the building was sort of fitted out to be windproof, weatherproof, watertight by Christmas last year, so it's just the interior that still is left to be fitted out. Two of the workmen, the foreman and another chap, have been employed independently by the Fair Isle Bird Obs Trust. They're going to continue doing bits of work on the building, but when it will actually be finished, what's going to happen, I don't know, but I will be sure to keep you updated. Bye for now.